Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. I'm the Gray Strega, and I'm here to give you your daily collective read for Friday, May 19th, 2023. What do we have coming in store for the cards for today? Can I please have the first 5 cards in our 5-card spread? First cards, 2 cards we are starting our morning off with, and my, are they big cards. We are starting today with the Hierophant in combination with the 9 of Wands. So, this is very intriguing because we actually received over the last few days the Hierophant in its reversal. We were seeing that there were some questions or calls around commitment or the things that you are committed to, requiring you to take some unconventional approaches. But we do see here that one of the reasons that you are doing that is because it's not necessarily the fact that you don't want to be having in these spaces and places of commitment, but you're being very, very cautious right now as to what you are committing to. So today could be an observation or an orientation around some of the commitments, some of the contracts in your life right now, but approaching them with a sense of trepidation, approaching them with a sense of being very cautious around one's own sense of safety and protection, be that mental, be that around basically, and we saw this in the daily collective read, the anxiety about whether the commitments are coming through in the way that you would ideally desire. It's not the fact that you're just rushing into things right now, but you're being very, very scrutinizing in terms of what you are committing your time and energy to. So today could be spent with a lot of observation in these areas. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now. The second card in our 5-card spread for today makes perfect sense with what we just saw, the 6 of Pentacles in its reversal. We are seeing right now, as I mentioned, it is not the fact that there is a lack of desire to move into things or spaces or places of commitment, but there is a lot of attention being paid to what those actually are, whether they are benefiting you or whether they are not benefiting you, and specifically that observation, that scrutiny that you're putting in these spaces and places right now is directly resolved around whether there is reciprocity in the things that you are committing to. Is it an equal give and take? Is it benefiting you? Is it returning what you are investing into it? For some of you today, the observation on some of these commitments is coming to this conclusion in recognizing that some of these things that you feel committed to right now are simply not returning back what you had intended to receive within them. While for some of you right now, this could be trying to mend or correct a commitment or contract in some degree or capacity so that you can feel that it is more reciprocal and not kind of one where you're putting your energy in and not getting back what you would like back in kind. As this relates to relationships, this could be looking at a lot of scrutiny around the committed relationships that you're in today or opportunities for commitment, and really asking yourself, is that reciprocity there or do I find it lacking? Continuing to get clarity on these cards right now, the next card we have in our 5-card spread is, the Chariot in its reversal. All of these cards speaking pretty much the same thing right now. Why are you putting so much attention right now into the things that you're committed to? Why are you scrutinizing these commitments to such a degree? We see that the reason that you're scrutinizing these commitments to such a degree right now is because you are paying attention to spaces and places that you've been in the past that have not been reciprocal, have not given back what you intended as it relates to what you committed to right now. And it's that observation that's creating this bigger space or this bigger anxiety that you're hoping to correct. Because when we see the Chariot in its reversal, and we receive this not only today, but we've received it in the cards over the last few days, there is a lot of attention that you are paying right now as to whether the energy that is around you right now is working in alignment with you to your own goals, to your own priorities, to your own motivations, whether there is a unification of purpose here that is allowing you to drive forward, or is there a block? Is there a gap? Is there something that is blocking you? We saw this completely in yesterday's reading, that blockage was there. The blockage is still here, though we're seeing a lot more work today to try to address it in a very tangible way. For some of you, this is observing some commitments, as we discussed yesterday, that you feel are not reciprocal or not giving that equal give and take, and thereby are not leading you to the spaces and places that you would ultimately desire, feeling like the energies that you are working with are not unified in the same driven purpose as you yourself would hope to achieve. While for some of you right now, this is a moment of correction in trying to scrutinize a connection and commitment to see if that this can be adjusted, but moving with a sense of caution. For some of you right now, this is simply the breakage point from some situations and circumstances that you feel are not aligned towards you right now, for the desire of moving into a commitment or contract that you feel would better be aligned to your own long-term overarching goals, and maintaining the fact that the energies associated to it are also committed in that capacity. Next card we have in our 5-card spread for today is, we have here the Strength card. This is not easy work, my friends. This is not an easy task. This is requiring a degree of strength. There is something here that has, again, there is some anxiety rising to the surface. There is some feeling of woundedness here. It is not something that you are eager to break, because we do see here that the desire for a commitment is here. This is not in its reversal today. The desire for something that feels solid, that feels stable, that feels committed, that feels contractual even, is very present. But there is a moment right now that you are either pausing in terms of moving towards one right now, or you're simply breaking away from one entirely, because you are recognizing that your own desire for commitment does not trump the fact that you want that commitment to be equal, to be stable, to be aligned to your ultimate goals and your ultimate purposes right now. And this is feeling where this is where the anxiety is coming from right now, because it's requiring a certain degree of restraint. It's requiring a certain degree of holding back as you do this moment of analysis that is calling upon your strength to just resist moving into something if you don't feel like it is aligned to your highest purpose or your highest path. And the final card for the first 5, before we start to get clarification on these cards right now, it's in its transverse, my friends, and it is the 4 of Cups in its transverse. This is why you need this moment of pause. This is why you're having this moment of scrutiny, because you're trying to make the right choice. It's not the fact that you don't have choices right now. It's not the fact that there is a singular choice. You have a lot of options on the table. And though there is an option right now that seems to you to be the clear option, it does somewhat break away from what you would typically find yourself moving into right now or moving away from. And as a result, you are feeling this degree or capacity of anxiety in terms of finally committing to this choice. Commitment is on the table today. It is really a question of what you are choosing to commit to or what you are breaking free from, because that commitment does not feel like it is aligned to your highest purpose or your highest path right now. A lot of trepidation here, but with the best possible reason. This is not trepidation coming out of a point of fear. This is a confident trepidation right now, holding on your action, if you will, just to be sure that what you are moving into is actually what you want. It is actually what you desire, and it is not a false cup, if you will. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now, between our Hierophant in combination with the 9 of Wands and the 6 of Pentacles in its reversal. So a day today to truly scrutinize the contracts and commitments in your life, be they professional, personal, or romantic, feeling that moment of trepidation, feeling that moment of uncertainty. Put a lot of orientation around whether you feel that these are reciprocal. You are getting back in kind what you are putting in. May I please have 1 card to clarify? 2 cards to clarify right now, and they are, oh my goodness gracious, the Moon card in its reversal and the Page of Swords. We like to see these cards in this combination, because while you may be feeling that anxiety and trepidation with this Nine of Wands, you must understand that this is coming from past experiences, from past situations and scenarios. There are new commitment opportunities around you right now, but you are still in a point of healing. You are still in the point of recovering from situations and circumstances that have not been aligned to your highest path. Situations and circumstances that you felt were not reciprocal and as a result may have harmed or wounded you in some degree or capacity. This is either something from the recent past or something that you may even be experiencing in the present moment. That is why this moment of consideration, this pause, if you will, is so important, because this is not a point of you having this trepidation for fear of commitment. This is not the case. It's actually quite different than that. This is showing here that you have a lot of excitement. You almost are over eager to move into commitments and spaces and places that allow for commitment right now. But you have learned these lessons, and you have learned to make sure that you are seeing clearly before you leap. This is about wanting to see the path ahead of you before you rush into it. So this is someone that is showing a degree or capacity of excitement, of eagerness, of desiring to have this level of commitment in their life, to have this new contract, to have this deeper level of commitment, but only under the condition of clarity, of truth, of transparency, of everything being on the table, because you are recognizing that the commitments that you have previously experienced or ones that you're moving out of right now that have hurt you or are not aligned to you, that are not creating that equal level of distribution or did not create that equal give and take. The reason that you found yourself in those situations was because you allowed your own eagerness to move into commitment to block your own ability to see through some mysteries, to see through some things that were obfuscated or not in the light of day. You are not doing that right now. You are saying, I am totally willing to rush into something so long as I have the clarity that I need to do so. This is like turning on the light before you go running into the room. You are demanding that right now from your circumstances and situations. And yeah, it's a strength exercise. It's something that you are almost holding yourself back from before you proceed, just to make sure that you're going into the right thing. Continuing to get clarification right now between our Six of Pentacles in its reversal and the Chariot energy. Having this moment of orientation, of really observing the fact that there may be either in the recent past or some anxieties right now in the present around some situations or circumstances that did not reciprocate in the way or degree or fashion that you would ultimately desire, and that having to be a point of recognition on why those could never effectively bring you to where you're hoping to go. Putting a lot of scrutiny right now on what is not returning back to you with the same degree of capacity that you are giving to it right now, and asking, truly saying to yourself that this is why there is a blockage point. There is something here that either needs to be remedied or moved away from, because this is unsustainable as it relates to what you are trying to move into right now. May I please have one card to clarify? Clarification coming right now with, I love it. We love seeing this card right now. You see, baby, do you see what this means? Do you know what this means? Do you see why you're taking this pause? Do you see why this is taking a strength exercise here? Because this is you learning how to pour into your own cup. This is you learning to make sure that you are being taken care of first before the needs of others, and understanding that this is not an act of selfishness. This is not an act of selfishness on your part. We see very clearly here the desire to move into partnerships, to move into collaboration, to move into commitment. But there's also the recognition that those commitments and partnerships should not be ones that leave you feeling absolutely depleted and drained. They should not have to be situations or circumstances that require you to give everything and get back nothing. Having that orientation, having that focus right now on what feels reciprocal and what is an equal give and take is not even asking for more than you deserve. It's literally saying, I need a certain degree of care, of empathy, of consideration to make sure that I myself can continue to give forth in the way and degree that I would absolutely desire. And recognizing now that you cannot move into situations or circumstances or scenarios that are not reciprocal, because not only do they leave you feeling depleted and unable to give yourself, because a cup that is empty cannot give to others, but also the fact that they stop you and prevent you from being able to fully give in the ways and the degrees that you would desire. You are understanding right now that taking care of yourself must be your first priority and your first objective in a loving fashion. Giving yourself that care and degree of love sets the standard for how you are going to conduct yourself moving forward. And that is requiring you now to have to look at some situations and circumstances, things that you may have previously run into blindly without consideration for this fact. You are now pausing first and going, wait, this may be well and good. I may desire commitment. I may desire this contract. I may desire this partnership, but I need to make sure that I am being taken care of in this to the same degree and capacity that I myself want to give forth towards it. Continuing to get clarity on these cards right now, clarification between our Chariot energy in its reversal in combination with the Strength card, having this moment of observation, looking at situations and circumstances with that point of clarity, with that point of keen observation, even if it is difficult. The Moon card is on the table. This is moving and looking at things that are not easy to look at. Having to have a point of observation on some situations that you are recognizing simply do not allow a capacity or degree to be able to productively move forward on. And having to have this recognition right now, this observation on something that is either in repair or cannot be repaired, is requiring a great degree of personal strength right now. It's taking a degree of bravery to face this head on right now, to either address or end or remove this from your life, to amend this blockage. May I please have one card to clarify? Clarification coming right now with the Page of Cups in its reversal. We keep getting this bad boy in its reversal. It's going to feel a little bit different depending on whether you align to feminine or masculine energy right now, bearing in mind that this is not based on gender, but what it feels most aligned to. We've seen this in the cards over the last few days, folks. I keep saying it. I'm going to scream it from the rafters. Nobody is playing games right now. Nobody desires to play games, not masculine and not feminine. Masculine, we saw over the last few days, was having these moments of frustration, feeling like the energy around them was not taking things seriously to the degree or desire that they would ultimately want them to, both within the masculine and the feminine energy around them right now. While for feminine right now, we also see the fact that there is a degree in capacity that feminine doesn't want any energy coming towards them right now that feels like they are self-serving, that feels like they're only grounding in their own pleasure or in their own delight at this moment. And so for feminine right now, this is a point of observation, of looking at the energy that is potentially associated with these contracts, with these commitments, with these places and spaces that you are desiring some level or degree of commitment to, but you're feeling this blockage. And this is the moment that you are looking at that outside energy and saying, is it committed? Is it moving with the same degree and desire of commitment and the same ambition that I am? Or are they wasting my time? Or are they playing games? Or are they moving about based on their own soul earthly pleasures as opposed to the long-term future plans and processes? That's where feminine is. For masculine right now, this is feeling like a personal moment of, again, having to get serious, not allowing flights of fancy to take your distraction away right now, not allowing outside energy to distract you in this moment. Maybe even for masculine right now, again, we've got that Taurus moon coming in. This could be feeling a degree or capacity that you yourself are trying to resist the temptation of just following your own pleasure right now, because you are recognizing that following your own pleasure right now, while it might create immediate gratification, while it might create immediate joy, ultimately it does not lead you to where you are trying to go. This is feeling very difficult for you today, masculine. This is something that you're feeling you really have to push against and potentially even push away energy that's trying to get you to come out to degree in this capacity or degree. And this is requiring an act of strength. So masculine and feminine energy right now, only moving toward those places and spaces that they feel are matching their own degree of seriousness as it relates to their ambitions, as it relates to their long-term goals, pushing away anything that they feel is distracting or displacing them or creating a blockage in their own path forward at this time. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now between our Strength card in combination with the Four of Cups. Transverse. It's not the fact that you don't want to take some opportunity that is on the table for you right now, masculine and feminine energy. It is the fact that you are holding on taking that choice, on accepting that cup, on accepting that opportunity right now, scrutinizing carefully the options before you and feeling the anxiety of having to pause in that, feeling an anxiety in that moment that is requiring an act of strength to hold instead of just leaping into something that seems good on the outside, but that you're trying to put the time and energy into carefully considering before you move forward on it. May I please have one card to clarify? Clarification coming right now with, and we love to see this, with our Eight of Pentacles. So what does this say to us? Did I stutter? No. Masculine and feminine are focused on their goals right now. There is an orientation on what you are trying to achieve. There is a concentration now on anything that is creating that blockage. There is a care of the self right now coming to the surface, all to help you move forward on your goals, and are refusing on things, situations, people, or scenarios that you feel are distracting you, that abandoning that momentary pleasure for the long-term goal right now, because that degree and capacity right now to work, to move towards your passions, to accomplish the things that you are setting out to accomplish for yourself right now is so strong that it is what is driving you forward. Even to the point that you are willing to hold on some actions right now, hold on some directions, hold on some relationships, hold on some commitments, hold on some contracts, because you are making sure that at the end of the day, it is going to allow you to function in the capacity and in the degree and doing the thing that you love to do in the way that you want to do it. Love this for the collective. Let's continue to get some clarity right now. Clarification between our Moon card in its reversal with the Page of Swords in combination with our Ace of Cups. And we love this because this is the direction. This is the new moon direction. This is you moving forward right now with excitement, with ambition, but, big but, only into the places and the spaces that are giving you that clarity. Moving away, shedding, literally cutting away anything in your life that is not being clear, direct, honest, upright, forthright, upstanding. All of it is gone, with an attention to the truth and what you want to see clearly ahead of you right now, and the care of the self. Recognizing that this is an act of care of the self to move away from anything that is creating this uncertainty around you right now, and feeling the excitement in that, because this is a self-sustaining energy. Supporting yourself, taking care of yourself in a very high degree gives you that energy, and gives you that clarity of purpose, and moves you away from having to inhabit spaces or places that make you feel uncertain, or you feel are hiding or obfuscating things from you at this time. May I please have one card to clarify? Clarification coming right now with our Queen of Pentacles in its reversal. This will feel a little bit different depending on whether you align to feminine or masculine energy right now, bearing in mind that this is not based on gender, but what it feels most aligned to. For feminine, while we see that you are being driven forward right now with this clarity of purpose, and also for feminine right now, you are moving towards energy that is aligned in the same capacity. The feminine is doing this right now because feminine is identifying currently within them right now. Feminine picked this up from masculine energy a few days ago. You guys saw the reflection point. We can literally observe this having happened in the cards of in the daily collectives over the last few days. You can go back and watch them if you want to see the process of the masculine, like implanting this in the feminine, if you will. What we're seeing here is feminine is coming through a moment where, as a point of stability, you may not be feeling as stable as you would ultimately desire. The feminine right now is working with a lot of concentration on trying to amend or correct this feeling of instability within them. And this is going to manifest in anxiety right now for feminine in wherever you put your external observations of stability. If that's from the home, you'll probably feel some frustration around the home today. If it's around your own money, you're going to feel it in the financial area. If you put it in relationships, you're going to feel that instability in relationships. Feminine is working on shoring up this feeling of instability. And that means that they're only allowing around them right now energy from the masculine, bearing in mind that this is not based on gender, but what it feels most aligned to, that is moving with a clarity and determination of purpose, that is showing them that they have this ability to be upfront, to be direct. Masculine doesn't have to have the whole plan in place. Feminine is just looking for that desire, that drive, and that ability to be honest, that ability not to work in illusions, but to be completely honest with them. Because feminine recognizes that that is actually what they need in order to feel stable. That is the solution. And feminine's not looking for a bag right now. Feminine's not looking for a house. Feminine is just looking for some ambition, some excitement, some enthusiasm, and a big dose of honesty to help them feel supported and stable so they can work on their own stability. While for masculine right now, this is a moment that you are moving forward right now, very much driven on your purpose towards those places and spaces that are creating this clarity for you right now, with this orientation on your own care of the self, on your own ability to support yourself right now, with a lot of attention right now towards a manifestation of feminine that you feel or recognize is not stable in some degree at this moment. Now, for masculine right now, this is either interpreting as one of two things. For masculine right now, this could be a moment where you are coming forward right now, trying to be as supportive as possible and trying to be as honest as possible to a feminine energy who you are recognizing is feeling a bit of this instability at this moment. Or for some of the masculine right now, this is you moving into a moment of taking a personal choice right now, moving towards your own care of the self, towards your own recovery, specifically because you have observed or come to a point of getting some clarity around a manifestation of feminine that you feel has created a point of instability in your own life. So two very different paths. We've been seeing a lot of multiple paths for masculine right now. So for masculine right now, this is either restoring a connection with the feminine that is feeling unstable, who requires this clarity, or for some of the masculine energy right now, this is getting clarity around a manifestation of feminine that you feel has been causing some degree of capacity or instability in your own life, and using this to help you come a moment of taking action and restoring the self. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now between our Ace of Cups in combination with our Page of Cups in its reversal. For both masculine and feminine right now, the desire and the degree is what is caring for yourself. Who does that look like? What does that look like? How are you taking care of yourself right now? How are you moving right now in a place or space where you are having that purpose, where you are allowing for that care of the self to come through, and simply having a moment right now of rejecting any energy, be it within yourself or externally, that is feeling like it is calling you more into worldly pleasures, more into immediate gratification, more into kind of self-directed energy. So this is twofold. This is potentially making this moment right now, correcting some of your own desire or your own situations where you may sometimes move into things that are not necessarily the best for you right now, returning that energy back to care of the self today. And also pushing away from any energy you feel is operating in this way. So operate energy that you feel is distracting you from your healing journey, or is more concentrated with earthly pleasures or their own personal pleasure, and feeling like you're pushing that energy away so that you can return that care, keep that care of self to yourself at this moment. May I please have one card to clarify? Clarification coming right now with, oh my goodness gracious, 3 of Cups in its reversal. Self-care today is key. Self-care is key. This is all about the care of the self and a deep, as I said, a deep scrutiny on what and to whom you are committed to right now. We see that here with the Hierophant. We see that here with the Chariot in its reversal. This is a moment of shedding energy that you feel is not aligned to your highest healing path and your highest healing growth. You are moving right now from a space of being able to put that care of the self in action, putting that grace, putting that love back into yourself, allowing this to be that moment of restoration. And that is allowing you right now to make different choices, pushing away from anything you feel keeps you off of that healing journey, any vices, anything that you feel may be more of a momentary pleasure, but ultimately does not help you in the long run to feel supported and sustaining. You are pushing away today. And that includes outside energy. That is looking a lot at the outside energy around you right now and really saying, are you helping me feel supported? Are you someone who helps me continue to take care of myself? Or are you leading me off of my higher purpose? Is this behavior? Is this group of friends? Is this individual? Are these habits? Are these energies that are coming towards me in a way that are supporting me, that are helping me feel supported, or are they leading me off of my healing journey? This is a day, as I said, heavy scrutiny around this type of energy, and also potentially moving away or shedding this energy for that higher commitment and care to the self. The commitment you might be moving into right now is a renewed care of the self. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now between our Page of Cups in its reversal in combination with our Eight of Pentacles. Getting your nose to the grindstone today, guys. This is just like a work spread. Eye on the prize today. Really focusing, today being a heavy focus point on what you are trying to work for right now, what you are trying to achieve, and pushing back on your own, both your own habits that you feel may distract you from that work today, and even looking at the energy around you right now and saying, are you aiding and abetting and helping me not only take care of myself, not only be in a supportive place, but allowing me the ability to build and create the things that I'm trying to create in that space right now? May I please have one card to clarify? Wheel of Fortune. This is all about moving on your higher karmic path right now. This is all moving right now in the place and space of your higher purpose. You are not moving right now in a space of the immediate. You are not operating right now, looking right now at where you are currently. You are keeping your focus and your eye on the big picture. You are looking at the whole course of your life right now, the whole trajectory. The more you care for yourself, the more you realize that your own optics pull you out of this present moment and allow you to see everything in the scope of the bigger picture. And while you are looking at that bigger picture, that is what is assisting you right now in your commitment to what you are trying to create for yourself, your legacy, your work, the things that you are creating and making here, as opposed and rejecting right now those momentary pleasures, those finite moments, saying, I'd rather build something right now that's going to have a larger impact than get caught in my own vices, in my own flights of fancy, or getting invested or involved in the flights of fancy of others around me. Who is working right now? Who is supporting me? Who can I also work with and support in this degree and capacity? That is the new commitment. That is the new contract that you are moving towards right now. That security, that care of the self, and that reciprocity in the energy around you coming forward at this time. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now between our Queen of Pentacles in its reversal, in combination with the Three of Cups in its reversal. Very important message here for feminine and masculine, bearing in mind that this is not based on gender, but what it feels most aligned to. Feminine is putting a lot of concentration today on what makes them feel stable, what makes them feel supported in their life, recognizing that this stability is something that we generate from within, but is aided and abetted by the energy around us that helps us continue to feel stable in that capacity. And for feminine right now, the recognition is feminine does not feel stable and supported when she allows energy in that is too concentrated on personal pleasure, that is too concentrated on earthly pleasures, that is too concentrated on a good time that may result in a bad time in the long term. Feminine's not looking for this type of energy right now around them. Feminine is putting a lot of concentration on whether the energy around them right now feels like energy that supports them and helps them, or if the energy that comes towards them right now in some degree or fashion makes them feel less stable in their own life right now. This is that shedding moment with feminine recognizing the connection of her own stabilizing point within her and the importance and value of allowing the right energy near her at this time. That's the observation feminine's having right now. While for masculine, this is a moment, again, having a serious consideration point and looking at the energy around you right now. This is, again, going to feel like one of two different things for masculine right now. This is potentially having to work a feminine through right now that is feeling less than stable, potentially because they have anxiety about outside energy right now and trying to get this feminine right now out of a place where they're feeling this point of instability because of the outside energy. While for some of the masculine energy right now, this is just feeling like there is a return to the self right now because a lot of the energy around you right now is feeling like it is not aligned to your own purpose. That there may also not just including a feminine energy that you feel is creating a level of instability in your own life right now, but also just looking at all the energy around you or associated with this feminine energy and feeling like they are also not necessarily aligning to your highest purpose or path at this moment. May I please have one card to clarify? Clarification coming right now with our King of Wands. We love this. And this is going to feel different depending on whether you align to feminine or masculine energy right now, bearing in mind that this is not based on gender, but what it feels most aligned to. Feminine right now, you are having this very serious consideration moment of feeling that anxiety around your own stability right now. A lot of this is giving you a concentration around the energy that is associated to you right now, or the energy around you, and really asking yourself, are you creating a point of better stability for me? Or are you helping? Are you making it worse? Are you making me feel like this? Is this energy increasing my level of stability or decreasing it? And this is being right now assisted with a concentration right now towards a masculine energy. Okay. And again, this will feel a bit different for feminine or masculine, bearing in mind this is not based on gender right now. For feminine, some of this work right now could feel like you are feeling a moment of instability. You are feeling some of that stability you need reinforced, but it is being helped corrected right now because your manifestation or your orientation right now is in a manifestation of masculine that you feel is open, is communicative, is willing to walk you through this, is willing to talk to you about how you are feeling right now, to give you that support, to give you that clarity. While for some of this right now, feminine is looking at a manifestation, and for feminine, for both cases, feminine does have a manifestation right now of masculine around them. And the question right now is getting some guidance as it relates to the energy around them. For feminine right now, this is either shedding your own energy that you feel isn't creating the stability right now as you feel the support of a new energy coming in to help you feel more supportive. Or for some of this right now, this is feminine shedding a lot of this energy that they feel is serving their own purposes because you're trying to move towards a manifestation of masculine that you feel simply does not have third-party energy around them. While for masculine right now, this is a moment where you yourself are really going into yourself and you are trying to plan, you are trying to communicate, you are trying to articulate right now, either towards, as I said, a feminine who has anxiety around third-party energy, around the energies that are around you both, and you trying to lend insight to help them feel more secure and stable right now. Or this is masculine, simply turning towards your own plans, turning towards your own self right now as a way, because you're moving away from a feminine energy that you feel and a group of energies that you feel just are not creating stability for you right now. This is potentially two different paths for masculine, either correcting an anxiety around third-party energy or an observation right now of breaking away from a commitment or contract from a feminine energy that you feel is just creating continual instability around you right now and some energy associated to and with them. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now between our Three of Cups in its reversal in combination with the Wheel of Fortune. And this is that moment. We've been seeing it. New moon in Taurus, shedding, letting go of those things that do not serve you. This is the new moon message. This is having a moment right now, allowing some energy to move away from you in your life, energy that you feel is not aligned to your higher purpose. This is really giving the energy of being like, this is nothing personal, right? This is nothing personal, but we have different values at this time. This is nothing personal, but I'm not interested in those things at this time. This is nothing personal, but I don't need this energy around me at this time right now. And this being a moment that feels like it is keeping your eye right now and direction on that higher path, on that higher plan, looking with an observation on what you're trying to achieve in your own life right now to help you determine what energy you want to move away from as you proceed forward from this point, or what does not feel aligned to you at this moment. May I please have one card to clarify? Clarification coming right now with that 10 of Cups. This is exactly what we're talking about here. This is what we mean with keeping the focus right now on the long-term path, on the long-term goal, moving away from earthly pleasures, moving away from the things that may feel good in the moment, but are actually pulling you away from your higher purpose. This is a reorientation point right now to that higher purpose. Not saying, great, this is great that you're doing this right now. It looks like a lot of fun, but no thank you, because it's not aligned to where I'm trying to go. That it just like feeling that this energy, maybe it even like intends right, but really it just serves as a distraction point. And you are keeping your eye focused on what you're trying to grow and build for yourself right now for that higher divine future outcome, that happy ending, focusing on what that looks like to you and keeping your eye on the bigger picture as it relates to how to get there. Final card for today's spread. We love this. Between our King of Wands energy in combination with our 10 of Cups. It's going to feel a bit different for feminine or masculine energy right now, bearing in mind that this is not based on gender, but what it feels most aligned to. For masculine right now, this is putting a lot of care and attention in your plans, in your purpose, doing a lot of this planning today, doing a lot of communication and planning and purpose, all towards the goal of your long-term future happy ending, that long-term plan, that long-term higher purpose that you are trying to move towards right now. While for feminine right now, this is keeping your orientation on both that long-term future plan, that long-term future goal, and the type of energy, the masculine energy, bearing in mind that this is not based on gender, but what it feels most aligned to, that you recognize, you require, you need in order to have this long-term positive outcome for yourself at this moment. May I please have one card to clarify? Clarification coming right now with 7 of Pentacles in its reversal. Why all this reorientation? Why are you discarding the earthly pleasures right now? Why are you removing the distraction points? Because you recognize that your time is finite. That you only have so much time to do the things that you are hoping to do, that you only have so much time to do the things that you are hoping to achieve. And this is a moment of shedding, because what we're really seeing here is you are putting all of your attention right now, not just in what you've put your time and energy into, but whether it is leading to this long-term outcome. There is a moment here, and this is what we see with this new moon energy of shedding away or breaking away from things that are not serving you. This is the orientation point. There is something here where there is an observation around the commitments in your life right now for masculine and feminine, and really saying, is this doing it? Is this going to get me here? For feminine, this is looking at the masculine energy and saying, are you the type of energy that I can build this type of future with myself for? Or if you're not, time is up. Time is up. I don't have time to keep building with someone who's not going to be able to get me to this point. Well, for masculine energy right now, this is a moment where you are looking right now at, again, your own path, your own goal. You are moving with direct concentration towards what it is that you are truly trying to create for yourself right now. And you're putting a lot of time and attention into it because you recognize that your time is finite. It is a finite resource, and you have to be very discriminating and discerning on how you truly utilize it. Bottom of the deck on this reading right now is Judgment in its reversal. Today is a day of reconsideration. Today is a day of scrutiny. Today is a day, and I feel like this is the anxiety point. This is a day not only about having to look at decisions, but this is also looking at some big decisions that you may have previously made and having a point of reconsideration on them. Having a point of reconsideration on a path that you may have decided you did not want to go down right now. I'm seeing here again, when this comes, it's almost like everything is back on the table for a minute because you are looking at things from a new optic. And when you look at things from a new optic, it sometimes requires you to reconsider some things that you may not have been looking at before in the right way. So that could feel like a bit of a trigger point here because it's going to have to make you potentially go back on a few things that you thought that you'd come to a final conclusion or decision on. That, with new eyes, that is our daily collective read for the day. I want to thank you so much for being here and experiencing it with me. Just a reminder, if you would like to have a private reading with me, you can book one on my website, graystrega.com. Please keep in mind, if you book a private reading with me on my website, it is a two-step process. You have to book the reading and you have to pay for the reading. There are two different buttons. Please make sure, thank you for the gift so much. Please make sure to hit both of those buttons if you would like to have a reading with me. Also, my readings are done over video with the option of recording sent to you afterwards. And most importantly, I will never, ever, 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 ever reach out to you for a reading. I will never DM you. I will never PM you. I will never say greetings and salutations. I have a beautiful message from your great, 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 great cousin 3 times removed. The only way you can have a reading with me is if you book one on my website. So do that. I want to thank you guys so much for sharing this reading with me today. And we will do this again tomorrow.